Good morning. Um, Wanted to say good morning first. I have a story that I would like to tell. It was through I have multiple stories, but I'm gonna try to just focus on one. This was a time where I was considered to be having episodes when I was diagnosed for PTSD and postpartum. I was diagnosed, but this is one of the stories I want to tell. So, there was a point where I was I was talking to this guy. Um, his name was Damon McCraney. I usually don't throw names out there, but maybe it just kind of keep me on, you know, balance with the story. Keep me, on the right path and direction in the right direction. So this guy, we met. We had met. Um, that's what I can't remember how we met. It might have been on a bus in Akron, on a metro bus around that time. But I'm not sure if it might not have been on a bus. I don't know when we met. I don't know how we met, but we met. And um he wind up we wind up exchanging numbers and one day he wanted to come over. So he came over, you know, met my parents, and we was just sitting there at the table getting to know each other. The next day, he wound up taking me to his family's house. He was like, "You want to come over? You want to chill?" And I think it was some type of holiday right around the corner. It might have been Christmas or something. So no, it wasn't around. It was around that time, but it wasn't Christmas yet because it wasn't, snowing or anything. So he took me with his family, and I met his family, and I'm just thinking the whole time, like, this is kind of strange, we just now met. Like, we are still complete strangers, and you're bringing me around your family. So he brought me around his family, and he was just like, introducing me to them to me. And then eventually we went back to his house. And in his house he had his kids, and then he had his mom was there, and his sister was there. And I remember just sitting on him, like, he would I the whole time we was together, like, he was showing me, like, just like it was really ghetto where they was. It was more of, you know by ghetto I mean, you know, average type people, not high maintenance, not like, you know, a neighborhood where it's all put together. It's, you know what I'm talking about. Not that type of neighborhood where it's a bunch of, whites or anything. It's just strictly black people. So we was around there. That was his type of neighborhood. And he was like, he was a friend of the streets, friends with the, homeless, friends with the, people at the bottom of the, you got that food chain, that food pyramid at the low level. So, and I'm not judging anybody. I'm not judging. I'm just speaking on my experience because at that time I was young. I was very young. So this is how I seen it. And coming from where I wasn't in that position. You know, my living situation didn't make it seem like I was in that position. So I kind of, it was like, you know, so He was an older guy, but he was cute to me. So at that time we was talking. Eventually we stopped talking because it started getting a little bit too confusing. Um, he was so everybody knew him, you know, and I didn't see it in this way back then. So, a person that's known for the streets, everybody know you. So I went out there. He introduced me to everybody. Everybody know his name. Everybody just, and I looked at it in a spiritual sense. That's when, I was very spiritual at the time, and I seen life from a different perspective. Even though people may see it as, this guy is a person that everybody knows. He known for the streets. People see him as this. I didn't see the experience in that way. I seen him as a helping hand. I seen him as, he was an angel. I seen him as an angel at that time. I'm like, this guy is an angel. So this guy is like surreal because, that guy just, the guy you would say is the guy of your dreams. He was surreal. He was perfect in my eyes. And I'm just like, this this guy is just like he's friends with everybody. He's a friendly person. He seems like he doesn't care about his money. He don't care about how much money he has. He's here for his kids. He's here for the people. Some type of Jesus Christ type figure. That's how I seen him in my eyes. I seen him that way and it kind of scared me. I'm like, why am I thinking this way? You know, this is kind of just hitting different. So we was sitting on the couch one time. It's a memory I just can't get out of my head. We were sitting on the couch one time and we was listening to Shine Bright Like a Diamond by Rihanna. And he was just sitting there talking to me like, what do you think about this song? What are your thoughts about this song? And I was just telling him everything that I thought. I was amazed by the song. The song just spoke to me in a way I feel like nobody ever experienced. It just spoke out to me. It's like it was crying out to me, and I was just taking that all in, and I just seen life differently. You know. Um. So I feel like that song just opened up something inside of me, and my mind was just so open at the time, and he was just sitting there, listening. And then he was also an artist. He was taking me in his room and he was showing me, drawings that he did. um but what kind of scared me though, after all, I I got to a point where, I started feeling I got a little bit too comfortable with the situation. I'm like, and it kept, it's like a alarm signaling in my mind. This is still a stranger. This is still a guy you just met. You can't get too comfortable. It's time to go. Because we were sitting there for a long time, all the way until like probably 2 o'clock in the morning. And then that's when I was like, it's time for me to go home. I need to go home. And then he was humble the whole time. Like I kept telling him, I'm like, when is you taking me home? I need to go home. And he was like, the ride on the way. And so 30 minutes passed, and I'm not being, extra, but time was passing and I'm just like, okay, it's too long. When am I going home? When are you taking me home? And he was like, the ride is coming. The ride is coming. Just wait. So eventually I just started panicking. I'm like, no, something ain't right because, you said you brought me here and then you said I would have a ride home. Mind you, I think I'm about 17 at the time because I wasn't pregnant yet. So, um, so then I wound up getting up because I started feeling really, really uncomfortable. I'm like, nah, something ain't right. You're not taking me home. And I'm telling you I need to go home, and you're still just sitting here talking about a ride is on the way to just, chilling like it ain't no issue. And you see I'm uncomfortable. Like, where's the ride? So I wound up leaving. I wound up walking out the house, and I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know where I was at. I didn't even know how to get home. But eventually I was walking and I was crying and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on right now. And then the police came, the police wound up popping up. And he was like, "You okay? You know, trying to figure out why I'm out this late. You need a ride home." I'm like, "Yeah, I need a ride home." And wind up leaving. But it was like a dream, you know. It was a dream to me. It felt like a dream to me. You know, I got home eventually. My mom coming down the stairs, you know, yelling at me, feeling some type of way because I've been out all night. No, actually I did. I just had my baby. So I was 18. I was 18 at the time, and I had just had my baby because she was telling me, you know, yo, I got Allie, this and that. I got your baby. And why you out all night? You know, she was treating me like a little kid. At 18, I feel like I'm older. I can do whatever I want to. But that's what kind of reminded me. Yeah, I was a certain age because that's how she was talking to me. So it was a reminder. So yeah, after that, I did. That's what I'm saying. I'm the type of person where if you have that type of impact on me, and I'm still trying to figure you out, and I still haven't figured you out, I didn't learn my lesson. Obviously, because I went back around this guy again, and this time he brought me back home, and he was kind of, you know, he was playing it safe that time, but he was still taking me out, introducing me to his um introducing me to all these people. Um, Introducing me to areas, you know, that different areas, you know, like I wasn't from Akron, you know, like I wasn't from there. But honestly, I, it was just, you know, it was a different experience with him. You know, he was a confusing person. I could never figure him out. And like I said, it could have just been a random, you know, experience for anybody. But at that time, I didn't know. You know, I just seen it in a different light. I seen it from a different perspective. This man was not just average to me. This man was he was heaven sent to me because the way I seen him. And like I said, everybody else probably seen him in a different way, but I don't know. It was just something about him at that time that, you know, I'm in a different state of mind. So it was just like now I'm kind of seeing it as a random, you know, incident, a random event that took place, you know, something that just happened. Now I'm kind of seeing it from, you know, a common ground. But before, I just it's just something that stood out to me in his eyes. It was always in his eyes, in anybody's eyes, that I had these um episodes with. Um there's times where I will walk, you know, I was walking down the street, and I was walking down the street barefooted, and I seen crosses everywhere. I seen this cross on this door, and it was just like my spirit was leading me to these different doors, you know, these different homes. And I was following my intuition. I really didn't question it. You know, I was going down the roads of my past. That's how I was seeing it. I was going down the roads of my past. And anything familiar, I would just go down that street. And there was a time where I went down on this, I knocked on this door, and it was a cross on this door. And I wound up knocking on it, and I don't know why. I just knocked on the door, and they're like, "How can I help you? Are you okay? What's going on?" Like I said, I ain't had no shoes on, and they probably looking at me like I'm crazy, but I was just following my intuition. I don't know why I knocked on this door, but I just knocked on it, and I wound up leaving, you know, just randomly. I don't know what led me out there barefooted walking the streets, but it's just I I was it was too much that I couldn't understand, that I just wanted, that just kept leading me outside of my home. You know, it's like I was going out there and I was searching for something because it wasn't there. When I was in the house, you know, I felt empty. I felt like it's something going on to where sitting here won't do me no good. Mind you, I had okay, so um going back home, I wound up getting in the tub, and I had freezer burn. It's not like I said, it's cold. It's going into wintertime, and I'm out there, barefoot or walking the streets, but the temperature didn't affect me at all. Um, I had my baby. No, before I had my baby, I was in a relationship. So this happened in high school. This started in high school. So my ex-boyfriend, his name was Albert Krasniqi. He was an Albanian guy. So I wound up seeing something in his eyes one day that ended our relationship, and I just got scared to where I didn't want him coming near me anymore. It was after I met that other guy. I don't know if it was, yeah, it was after I met that other guy, and I seen something in his eyes, and I'm just like, you know, so what's wrong? That's what I told him. I'm like, what's wrong with you? You know, I, what's wrong with your eyes? Your eyes, like his eyes flickered black, pitch black like a demon. I'm like, your eyes, what just happened to your eyes? Because his eyes is light. He has light eyes. I'm just like, what happened to your eyes? They're pitch black dark. And I just start freaking out. I'm like, take me home, take me home, take me home. He wound up taking me home. And the next day he came knocking on my door. And it's like, Aisha, come out. You know, what's wrong with you? Like he was in love with me, like heavily in love with me, but something scared me off to where I just couldn't face him anymore. Um, and then there was this time where me and my daughter's dad was staying in his house. It was the same house where, I was wandering down without no shoes. So we were staying at that house, and I seen, stuff flying from the sky. I thought I saw like angels coming down from the sky at that time, and I felt like an angel myself, and I was sitting in the bath, and I was just like, you know, I was I felt like I had wings on my back. And he was just, he was just taking care of me, comforting me, and checking on me. And then I just kept having these episodes inside that house. It's like something in this house was speaking to me. It wasn't just him, it was other people in the house, because it was a, it was like you rent rooms. It was that type of house where you rent rooms. So it was other people in this house as well. And I'm just like, you know, I just kept seeing stuff. I seen the streets, the people of the streets just it's like my mind was relapsing, taking me back to through different, eras, through different times. I start seeing all this stuff, and I didn't see my hometown. I didn't see the city for what it was anymore. I start seeing the city in a different perspective. And it just kept going on and kept going on. It wouldn't stop. My mind just wouldn't stop going back and going back and going back. Um, so then I ran into my son's dad. It was a glow in all these people's eyes. Even my daughter's dad had that glow, to a point where, we sit in. There was times where before I go to him, it's like there was times where I was I was I was seeing my daughter for this spirit. It's like a spirit was in her, because I felt like she was more older than she seemed. I started looking at her. I'm just like, and she was just sitting there staring at me like this. And I'm just like, I'm sitting here yelling at you, and I'm sitting here, talking to you as if you're my age. I'm talking to you like you're older. And she's just sitting there like this, and I'm yelling and I'm screaming because I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with myself, and I don't know why I'm yelling at you, but I'm yelling at you and I'm crying. Mind you, she's only probably like, what, 1 year old. She's probably 1 year old. And she's just sitting there looking at me like the whole time. And I was going crazy. I wound up breaking my mom's chairs, like slamming them on the floor and this and that. But that's when I called her dad, and I'm just like, something ain't right here, just come get my daughter. come get my daughter, come get our daughter. You know, he wound up coming and get her and taking her with him, and she stayed with him for a few days until I felt right. You know, I got back right with myself, and eventually I couldn't stay in the house no more, so I wound up going back with him. And there was times where I just, you know, I was back and forth with my parents' house and going back to stay with him because it's just like something is going on with me and I can't figure it out. So um, eventually I wind up going to the hospital. Um, there's stuff that led to that where my family was seeing it because there was this one time where I just was acting weird, you know. So they wind up taking me to the hospital and I got, you know, I went to the psych ward and I didn't understand it. I'm just like, I feel like it's more than me than I don't need to go to the hospital. I need to figure this out. You know, I need to figure this out, but eventually they took me to the hospital. I feel like my third eye was just awakening and just I was going through all of this because I needed to go through all of this. And, you know, if I survived it, I survived it. And if I didn't, it would have been a lesson. I could have just carried on from there, but they seen something wrong. So, you know, when I was screaming, I was in the middle of the night, I would scream or I was just yeah, I was screaming because there's times when my daughter's dad had to stay with me all the time because I just kept screaming out. I had dreams and I was freaking out and I was screaming out. And I'm just like, you know, something is speaking out to me as to where I see in screams, I would see more like my vision just became more broader, you know, enhanced and, you know, I would look at the TV and stuff was just popping out to me, popping out to me. I'm just like, what the heck, you know? But I wasn't scared. That's the thing. Nate was more scared of me, but I wasn't scared. Like I was curious to what was going on. So anything that was happening, I was just, you know, let it happen. You know, even though I was screaming out in the night, they couldn't take it. Their ears couldn't take it. But if I was by myself, I probably wouldn't have went to the hospital. I probably would have just, you know, let it be. Um, I would have. I would have just let the situation be. But I feel like I became fearful of myself because of everyone else. You know how they start seeing me. Um, so eventually, like I said, I was walking. I when I said about my sons, I seen him in that same light too because his eyes stood out to me, and it's the reason I fell in love with him because of I seen that glow. I seen something in everybody's eyes that came, you know that you know I don't know. It was something about their eyes that gave me some type of curiosity. Like there's something here that I just need to figure out, you know. I don't know. But yeah, that's just a little because I don't really remember exactly what was going on, but that is what was going on through my episodes. Why I got sent to the hospital, why I got hospitalized. Um, I still feel intrigued because I feel like that stuff like that just doesn't happen for no reason. Um, and I feel like it was something that I need to go through. So I'm gonna go ahead. I was just thinking about doing, something different. Excuse me. Oh, hold on. I ain't even grabbed my other stuff. I'm gonna just playing in this makeup real fast just to see how it look. There's a couple of things I need to grab though. So yeah, that was my traumatic experience. I was so against, I was resistant too when I was talking to my psychologist. I was just like, ain't nothing wrong with me. Ain't nothing wrong with me. Y'all just don't want to hear the truth for what it is. The more I kept talking, the more he was just like, yeah, I'm gonna higher your dose. The more I kept talking, he was like, I'm gonna higher your dose. You know, I think you need to get on this medication if y'all can see where I'm coming from. And so eventually, I started seeing markings everywhere. That's another thing I seen. I started seeing markings on everywhere on the trees and this and that. And that's when I just like, because I felt fearful, not of myself, but I felt fearful because I'm like, they gonna start thinking this way of me. They gonna start thinking, I'm unwell again. And I'm a nip it in the butt, this time myself before they can even get a chance to, you know, make me feel any type of way about myself again mentally. So I wind up admitting myself into the hospital that time. I wound up taking myself to I mean, they took me there, but I told my mom, like, I'm gonna just go ahead and, you know, go to this hospital because I'm starting to see other stuff again. Even though I seen it through a different light and I felt like, everything was speaking out to me spiritually. I chalked it up and I wind up, just going and admitting myself before anybody else had any say so. So I was in there, but I didn't expect to be there as long as I did because once you admit yourself into the hospital, it's the decision is theirs going forward. So I admitted myself and I was there longer than I was supposed to be. Or I felt like I said, at that time I wasn't um as I didn't feel as bad. I didn't feel like my mind was everywhere. I felt like I kind of gathered my thoughts, I gathered my mind. So, when I admitted myself, I trusted myself with the situation to where, I'm only gonna be here for a couple of days. I'm gonna get out, when I want to. But it didn't happen that way because they see more than what you see. So if you go and admit yourself, just know that if you come out of there, I mean, it won't be what you think it would be. You think you're going in there for 2 days, it'll be two weeks. If you think it's 2 weeks, it'll be 2 months. So just think twice before you put yourself in that situation. Hold on. I wish I could remember every single thing because it was very interesting. If I can give y'all detail for detail, y'all be like, wow. But I told the story so many times, to random people that now when I'm trying to reflect on those moments now, I can't really tell it because I basically got that closure from it already. Um so yeah. There's different so I can use this brush. I mean I can use this. This is cover I think Kiss Press Kiss Press powder. Um I used to love going to Mac and stuff like that. So I just feel like that helped me to where if I go out here, now I'm not going to those expensive stores anymore. I just use that same I just do my makeup in that same way. I use all the different colors, but the different colors don't come from, concealer and stuff like that, from the expensive products. I make do with cheap stuff. This brush actually feels really good on my face. Okay, so um, and it's different colors that this come in, so you just gotta know your skin type so that you can match it up. I used to do this in school. As soon as I figured out about makeup, I was like, oh wow, now I can freaking hide my insecurities. Now I can use this. I used to use it just for this specific area where my freckles are to cover up my freckles so I can feel normal, you know. I used to use it in that way, but eventually I started, mastering it, I started doing more where it didn't become about my freckles anymore. So I got these different skin color tones for foundation. So these are all foundation powders, just like this one. These are the different colors that you can mess with. So I did that. Actually, I'm gonna turn on the light so y'all can actually see it better. I don't know if that light made a difference. Okay, um, so I would usually go in with this for my eyebrows. So I might do that. I usually just darken up my eyebrows. If I can find my before I mess with any of these powders for my face, I will go in with, and I cannot find my little brush for it. So I would do this. Usually I would use some black, powder to do my eyebrow color. But if you don't have that, the alternative is just use a mascara brush to brush your little hairs up. My nose is itching really, really bad. And I used to use this for my liquid foundation. Um, Hold on. I'm gonna start all over because I skipped a step. That's why my nose is itching so bad. And I hate doing this with white shirts. That's why I don't wear makeup anymore. Because it gets on your shirt. And then when you go out there, you got freaking brown markings all over your white shirt or your light clothes. Um, so yeah. Wipe this off. And then I'm gonna start again. Okay, so wipe that off. And then I usually start with this coconut skin cream. And I just use it on my skin. Mm. So that doesn't, the brush don't be itching me or the makeup don't be itching me so bad to where I'm gonna keep, applying makeup. So I'm gonna wipe that around my face, rub that in really, really good. When I first got it, it was really, really harsh on my skin. But now, it actually feels good on my skin. I guess my skin adapted to whatever is in that. I could take off my earrings while I do this. So yeah, so this is coconut personal care deep moisturizing soothes and softens skin cream. It's daily hydrating ultra rich formula. Excuse me. Um so it's specifically designed rich in coconut oil for its long-lasting hydration that your skin needs as a deep and moisturizer. It protects the skin From dryness and environmental influence daily through every season, your skin will feel silky, soft, and smell coconut fragranced, while beautifully nourished and looking radiant. Yeah, so it's just a coconut fragrance. It's not actually coconut. I actually thought it was coconut, that's why I bought it. Um, the ingredients are water, mineral oil, um, sodium, hydrogenated polydecene, Titus C, cocos. So it has cocos. Oh, it does have coconut oil inside of it. And it does have fragrance as well. It has Olay. That's one of my favorite ingredients. Leaf juice. Okay, so it is a type. It is kind of It has organic stuff in it as well, but then it has those chemicals to kind of balance out the situation. I don't know how to pronounce a lot of these. So benzyl alcohol. And there's a lot of meth, methacetylene, something like that. It's a long word. I can't pronounce it. So yeah, so I apply that first, and that's dry now. So that's when I go in with my foundation pressed powder, and this is caramel. So that's the skin tone I go with. I don't know if it's best to do your eyebrows first before you apply your foundation, but then I do think I should apply foundation first because the foundation always goes first, and then you do the extra later on, the features and stuff, your makeup. I mean your lipstick and whatnot. I'm actually almost out of this powder. This is a powder I actually started with first before I went to MAC and I started getting that expensive makeup. I started with this powder first because it was more dry. Okay, so I applied that. My nose still itching. I think it's just because the freaking bristles of this brush, maybe. Um, so yeah, it's like I had to sneeze. Okay, so this is the same pressed powders, but different skin tones. Different tones that you can just play around with. I was gonna do my eyebrows next, but so you can do orange. I feel like orange is for more of, that Puerto Rican type skin tone. Um, the pink is for blush. Orange is for like if you got that kind of yellowish type skin tone, Puerto Rican black type skin tone. I might play around with it. I guess. Well, I don't know where to apply it at though. There's different type of areas. There's different areas you apply each skin tone to, and I don't know where this one will go. I don't know. I'm gonna do the light color. I'll put that on the side. And then that's where you just blend it in. So you apply this first, and then you just blend it in with like a darker color. Just to give you that, if you're looking to get like a lighter shade than your original shade, you'll apply this. And then you will go back in with your original skin tone color, the caramel is mine. So this, I'm applying this shade. This is a lighter brown over here. We apply this shade. And then you will go back in. Well, I'm gonna throw some orange in there too, just to even it out a little bit. You know, light on light. Actually, do some right here, just as you would do concealer. It's the same thing. So you would, just as you will lighten up those areas with concealer, and you go back in with your liquid brown foundation, you will do that. This is the orange. The orange kind of looking like peach right now. And you do that, and then you go back in with your original color foundation. Like I said, I'm running out, so this will be my last time I go back in with this one. See how lighter that shade is? I actually like that shade now. I feel like it stands out now. I knew I felt that sneeze coming. Okay. So go back in with this. Yeah, I like this shade now. Now it's lighter. I feel like it matches me more. I need my freaking LED lights. That's what I need. And you will also apply it up here. But, you know. I like this too because I got a mirror on the inside. I actually check myself. The mirror. Yeah, that gives me a plastic face looking. I look like my face look really plastic right now. Smooth and plastic. That's how it looks. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows. So the same technique that I just used, the same method that I just used, all the colors and stuff with the powdered makeup, the powder foundation, you do the same thing with the liquid foundation. You know, when I had that bright, the tan, just as that concealer is, you know, that tan color. I just put that on there. I just touched the tan and put it on there. You will use that as the concealer. You know, you put your concealer right here, and then you do it right here, and then you blend it all in with the regular foundation color. You can also do blush. So this is the sponge that I used to use for my liquid foundation. So you can also do, you know, you want to blush, you know, give off that blush look when they be like, oh, you blushing. I used to get that all the time. You blushing. No, it's just my makeup. You think I'm blushing, but you know, no, it's just my makeup. I ain't blushing. But thank you for noticing. That's what we used to think, pink blush, so we apply pink to it. But really, you can actually just add a lighter brown, and then add some what is it called? That something like this. It's something like this you would add to make it stand out. Something liquidy. Tell you exactly what I'm talking about. So you will add this to that pink blush. Or if you don't have the pink blush, this is what you would turn to. And it will kind of just give you that glow. So you blend that in and boom, you see that glow? You got that glow right there. Some type of shimmer. Product. So there, my blush. You can't really see it, but that's how, you know. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows. So like I said, if you don't have um, you can use black eyeliner. You don't have black eyeliner, or you don't have the black powder, the eyeshadow, you can also use eyeshadow. So this is what I'm gonna do next after I do my eyebrows. I'm gonna do the eyeshadow. So these are my different shades of eyeshadow. So right now, I'm just trying to focus on my nose keep itching. Oh, and you can also, I used to also put this, a little dab of this, you know, right there, so you can have like some type of glow on your nose tip. So this is like a concealer as well, but it's like a, generic type of concealer. They got different shades of concealer. All different shades of concealer. See that glow on there? I wish my freaking um my freaking cheeks had that glow. Apply a little bit more of this right here, right here. I think I just added too much. That's the good thing about this. It's like, you can add a little bit and you still last a long time. That stuff lasts me so long. I've had this for, it feel like I had this for so long. That liquid stuff. Because all you need is a little bit. And I use it for different stuff. Like I use it for my eyeliner as well. I put it right up under my eyes. You can use it for different things. Okay, so I think I got a lighter shade out of that. Now it's too pink. I feel like adding some more foundation now because I feel like I just kind of took it overboard. So before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and focus on my eyebrows. So this is just to, brush up your eyebrow hairs. So this is brushing on my eyebrow hairs. Standing out from that foundation because the foundation kind of covered my eyebrows. So I brush up my foundation hairs. And then you just work from there with the concealer. Like right there, I would kind of pin it like, oh snap, I'm gonna do something real fast. But you just let it be. And then you go in with your concealer and you outline it. And that's why you can also make it longer. So you go in with your eyebrows and then you just make that little streak. So that it seems like your eyebrow is longer. Like that. And then you go ahead with that liquid concealer. Mine is powder. But you will go in with the liquid concealer and you will line that up just like that. Top and bottom. They also have eyebrow powder, eyebrow um stuff that actually do exactly what I'm doing, but this is the long way, taking a long route, doing your own thing. Okay, so then you will go in with, and I'm gonna use the same um brush for this and just go over it with my brown. I'm gonna wipe some of this off with the rag. Okay, I'm going with this brown because that freaking that freaking tan was. So every mistake can be fixed. And this is kind of why I went into painting too. Painting teaches you a lot about doing your makeup as well. You know, every mistake can be fixed. You ain't got an eraser. You just go over it with different shades, you know, different tones, different shades. You just go over it with the brown. And then for this part, you can just you can either cover that up with eyeshadow or you can go back in with your foundation. For this brown, this foundation brush is kind of too big. I need a different brush. Blend that middle in. Make sure you get all of that so they all lines up. See, I keep wiping my nose and I just did that part. Okay. I think I'm gonna use this foundation because it's giving me a lighter look. Okay, so I'm gonna do some of this foundation at the bottom. I'm getting it all over my freaking. You gotta have steady hands for this as well. I can't never get this eyebrow to freaking match this eyebrow. That's my issue. And that's another thing about the pressed powder though that you're gonna have to keep working with is that it does fall on top of it falls. You know, the little bits that fall on top of your eyebrows stuff, and you gotta go back in with the freaking mascara to fix that. And then usually, to smooth it all out, I'll use a Q-tip to kind of, smooth out the black on at the front to give it like a faded look so it doesn't look all packed up. Yeah, I'm not liking how this turned out. So yeah, that's the difference between the powder and the freaking the liquid. The liquid, it just, it's easier. The powder, you got to keep working with it, till you get it exactly how you want it. And just wipe that part off. And then in the end, you can go back in with your foundation if you want to. You gotta give your eyebrow that natural look to it. And kind of look natural. You don't want it looking like you drew them on. No, usually it'd be a little bit sharper than that. Man, yeah. That's good enough, I think. My face look different. Hopefully, I don't know if it look different or not. So then, I would go ahead and, like I said, I would use a different brush, but unfortunately, I have to keep using the same brush because I think I threw away all my brushes. Okay, so I'm gonna wipe this off, and I'm gonna use the same brush for. Plus, I don't know where my other. I had a freaking brush to do my eyeshadow. I don't know where that went. It must have failed. So my favorite eyeshadow color is this one. Anything that shimmer. See, all these are shimmer ones, and then it goes to like a solid color down here. So these are solid, and then it starts to shimmer. So this is my favorite color. This is my favorite color. Oh, and this one. This is like a kind of purplish, pinkish purplish type color. So I'm going to apply, I'm kind of thinking green. Should I do green? And there's also, you can do your concealer like this too. I'll put it like that. That felt good on my nose. Oh, okay. I'm gonna, I don't know if I want to do the purplish color. Let me do the pink. I might do the peach. I don't know. See how that's really, really pretty. And usually I just do a little streak. I don't do all that extra. I just do a little streak because a little streak is enough for me. It's pretty. And, a little streak. Yeah, I like that color. Color's pretty. I would do like a blue as well. You can do blue on top of here like that. I'm trying to think how that would look though, but I usually just do blue underneath here. If you can see that, it's a really, really light blue. Yeah, I like that. That color's pretty as well. I kind of like blue. I like blue underneath my eyes because it just gives off that teary eye, visual. I cry a lot. So that's why I do the blue. I'm a very emotional person. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of clean that up. So I got my wet my brush a little bit and just clean that up. Or it's still on there, but it's not as it doesn't pop as much, but it pops a little bit because blue is always gonna pop out in your eyes. A little bit more. Okay. And then you can just go in with the black underneath that as well to kind of make it stand out a little bit more. I'm trying to think what else should I add to this color up here. I could add blue on top of there too, just to match it out. But then I can add gold just so it can stand out a little bit more. I'm gonna add this. So yeah, now I'm gonna play around. I'm in the green. Just do like different colors. Make it look like a rainbow. I got my pink. Yeah. And my green. And then what else? And I have different color blues, so I can do a blue and then I can do a light green and then actually I'm gonna do a dark green next. So I can do a dark green. Look like I'm kind of messing up everything though. And dark green. Start from the corner and then boom. Start from the corner and drag it out. Yeah, that look like it's too much though. That's the only thing with me. I don't like doing too much. Let me drag out that color, that green color. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my Q-tip. I'm gonna just wipe that away. Any mess, just clean that up. That's my green look. But I'm gonna go with a light shimmer, like a white, maybe a white. Or should I go back in with the same pink? Yeah. I'm gonna go back in with that color because I like that color. And then the green is just extra. That's just extra. You know. I feel like I need to do a black, but I'm not gonna do a black. You can kind of blend that pink in with that green if it's you feel like the green is giving too much, and they make a whole nother shade. So yeah, I kind of just died down that look. I got my erase, do my little eraser. But I do. That's another green. Like I just got comfortable with that green. I never actually tried green before, so now that just gave me a feel of the green. And this is why I say, this is why I used to do I used to do my eyebrows and my eyes and stuff first, and then I would do my foundation, because you can change your mind with your eyes. That's why I don't really do eyeshadow either, because you do eyeshadow and it's like you kind of messing up everything else because you know. Let me check myself. Let's see if it's looking the same. Okay. Hold up. Take some of that off my mouth. That foundation on my mouth. Clean that up a little bit. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the color that I originally like. I'm gonna go apply that color. This is the color that I like. I'm gonna put that back on there. So this is a shimmer hot pink with blue. My two favorite colors. Boom. I just like this look better. You know, I don't like all those different colors. Sometimes just one color works for me. One or two, top and bottom. Okay, so I am done with the makeup. I don't have any lipstick with me. I actually do have a lipstick. I have this red lipstick, but it's gonna throw me off. See how dark and solid this is. So this is my pressed powder foundation and eyeshadow palettes. So yeah, I'm kind of scared to put this lipstick on here because my other lipstick is somewhere else. I don't want to mess up this look because I like this look right here. This is cute. But we gonna see. Taking a chance right now. Oh, okay. This is alright. I wish I would have got a different color. That's why I don't use this as much. But it's actually this is really nice. That's why I held on to it for so long. It's super stay. It's so old. Like you can see, it's very old. Like I can't even read what it is. Um, yeah, this is super stay. Yeah, I know it's matte though. This is a matte lipstick. That's how you can tell. You can kind of tell the products, and you don't even have to look at it. I mean, look at the tag. But I know it is matte though. But matte has that stickiness. You know, it's a sticky type. It stays. That's why I say super stay. Matte stays. It's a super, you know, stick, and it's super sticky. So it's hard to rub off, and it's hard to get off your lipstick, so it lasts all day long. That's why I kept it. But I barely use it because I'm not too pressed about the color. But it's actually a good lipstick. I don't even remember where I got that from. So yeah, that's my makeup and that's my chat about my past. If I can, dig up some more, if I can dig up some more on those stories, then I will be sure to put it all down, collect it all together, maybe on some paper and just, go through it again, but this time more detailed if I can remember. But if I can't, that's just a sneak peek of what I went through. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the little makeup, stuff. I don't wear makeup a lot, but this is me going back to me going back to a little bit of makeup. So yeah, I actually like how it turned out though. It's nice.